Video 2 for transistors. This is how to test a transistor with a digital multimeter. So if we look at here, we've got a couple meters. We're really what I'm trying to show is that we have a measurement 1 and a measurement 2. You don't need 2 meters, you just need to take 2 different measurements. So let's start with measurement 1. So with your DMM set to diode function here, you want to make sure that you're on diode function. Right? That's very important. Has to be set to diode function. Measurement 1. So notice the red lead is on the center pin here. And the black lead is just connected to one of these. It doesn't matter if it's this one or this one, but in this particular case, it's connected to the one on the left. And it's reading 0.623 of a volt. You can see 0.623 of a volt. And then what you do is you write that down. You go, okay, well, all right, center pin, so center to left pin equals 0.623 volts. And then you take this pin over here, this lead over here, and you put it over here, and you take that measurement. So you go, okay, center to right pin equals 0.625 volts. And really easily, what you do is you say, okay, well, the higher value, so this one here, the higher value, that actually is my emitter to base junction. So I know that I have my emitter to base junction. And this pin, the center pin here, is always my base. So looking at this, I know that, well, if this is my base and I'm getting a higher voltage here, then this pin here is going to be in my emitter. This is a lower one, that's going to be my collector. So it's just really as easy as that. So as you can see, so the conclusion, the voltage that is higher is the base to emitter junction. The base to emitter junction. The transistor is an NPN type. So, and we can identify that it's the NPN type because the positive is on the base. So let's go back and take a look here. So we've got the positive on my lead on the base, right here. Now, if you are doing this and you have your positive on the base and you're not getting any voltage whatsoever, then it means you don't have this. You don't have that type of transistor. So we're saying this is a P positive on that, so it must be an NPN. Now, if you're not getting a voltage there, then you must need a negative on the base, in which case you would have a PNP. But in this particular case, I'm showing we have an NPN. P because I have a positive right here on the base. So if you're not receiving any voltage at all, you have a PNP transistor, and then you just reverse the lead. So you put the negative, the black lead of your meter on the base, and then which is the center pin, and then the red one on one of the other pins, and you just read the voltage. So you can think of it again as PNP is positive, negative, positive, and NPN is positive, negative, positive. Or sorry, NPN, negative, positive, negative, PNP, positive, negative, positive. And of course, you're going to have this one in your kit as well. I just call this the one that looks like a little metal can. And so measuring for this is much the same way. Notice I've drawn a little arrow here, this little tab that's right here. See that little tab right there? Well, the pin that is closest to that tab is the emitter. So you've already got a head start on that. Like the other one, you knew that the center pin was the base. So what you got to do is you got to figure out which one is the base. So for measuring this type of transistor, which is the NPN in your kit, you know that you're on your base, you're going to need to have the positive or the red lead on your base, but you're not going to know which one it is. Now this pinout is accurate as far as I could determine. I checked with mine, and mine, the configuration looked the same, but certainly you're going to want to check with your meter. So you place a a lead on that emitter that you know what it is, and then you check, with your other lead from there. If you get nothing, go to there, and you should get something. So what you're going to do is you're going to move your pins around. You know already this is the emitter, so you just got a process of elimination. You got to figure that out, and it's the same deal. So the higher voltage will indicate the emitter to base junction. So I mean, it's not super hard to do, and then you'll be able to identify that in fact it is an NPN, so negative, positive, negative.